Hey guys, so you are embarking on the stakeholder journey phase. All right, this is an insanely exciting time, but also an insanely difficult and painful time. I will just say that, like, it can be, you have to think of these as your first customers, and it can be super degrading when they are not in the mood to talk to you, not in the mood to answer, not in the mood to be around. So I'm kind of here to give you the most blunt tips that I possibly have, because I've seen a lot of students lose engagement of their stakeholders, right? Keep in mind, they are a customer. When you buy a product, does the person at the counter make you stand and write an essay or take a survey and do a bunch of things? No, they want to entertain you from the moment you buy that product. They want to make you happy. They want to make you learn something. The biggest thing I want you to think about is this. What are you solving for your customer? What is it that you want them to achieve? What do you want them to learn about themselves and actually go out into the world and do? Please write that part down. What is it that you want somebody to get out of this? How do you want to better their life? For every single product that you like purchase or service, you are buying it because it's getting there's a job that you're getting like accomplished that you don't have to do yourself. You need that same mentality with these stakeholders. Like, they are your customers. You are here to help them accomplish something, as well as like give them a good time. All right. So there's a couple techniques that I'm going to talk about right now in order to give you this. And again, I'm going to be harsh. Like, I'm going to also make sure that you you just don't, because it's easy to make some of these mistakes. I know it. My biggest tips. Yeah. So you want them to bond as soon as possible. You want to have impact on their life as soon as possible, and you want to make it exciting. All right. I'm sure if you've been in a stakeholder group before, you've seen all of these things fail a little bit. So like, number one, do not ask them, hey, why did you join my company? And what do you hope to like accomplish? I mean, it's kind of okay, but I don't want to have to write a paragraph, right? Like, that's not my first step as your customer. I want to be able to like be drawn into something that like makes me, get something out of it, experience something. And the biggest thing is I want my heart to race. Like, I want to have an adrenaline rush. I want a reason to answer. I want to like bond with the people that are also there. I want to learn about myself, and I want to be able to actually like connect with other people, like use the community as leverage. If everybody is learning something about each other, that can be like really fun for them. So that's like an aha moment when I have a realization about myself. That's key. That's really, really big. And it should be very, very linked to your overall like outcome that you want as a company, and what you want people to gain when they use your product, right? Like even like every icebreaker, the way that they introduce themselves, it should be linked to your company. Like, if you're building, sorry to use Marina as an example, it's something with cakes, so she's giving people like the chance to introduce themselves as a cake. I mean, it can be something that it leads to a bigger theme within your like organization. So keep that in mind. I like to say like kind of like journey filled with mysteries. Like, you should make things exciting for them. Like, you guys get to figure this riddle out, like figure something out, or like anything like that that makes it more of like a journey and less of just a group chat, if you understand what I mean too, right? Another mistake that I've seen a lot of students make is immediately trying to be like, here, this is when we're doing the live session, can you guys come? And it's hard. It's really, really hard to get everybody there, but you also have to keep in mind that they need a reason to care, like from the get-go. They need to feel like, ooh, cool, I like that. That's why I really recommend one-on-one consultations as early as possible, which takes me to, well, actually, it takes me to my last point, which is devour them with attention. Like, if you do a one-on-one consultation, you are asking them things about their experience with mental health. Like, how do you feel on a daily basis? How do you communicate with your friends and family? Like, you're getting the most pure and real and descriptive answers from them, so that you can literally build them the activities or the steps or the motivation or you're building them what they need. And do not feel bad about like devouring them with that kind of attention. I've had students say like, but I can't do that at scale. How do I do that with 100 customers? Because these are your first 5 or 10 customers. You literally check out every corner of what they might possibly need. You ask them 10 questions and realize that 3 of those questions got you the most like description, and you'll stick to those 3 questions for your onboarding process when this becomes your app. All right. You want to give them the most specific things that they could possibly need. You keep a list of those things, right? Like you keep a list of out of the 5 people, they might have all had a different mixture of things that they needed. You keep those lists. As new customers enter, you can get better at deciding really quickly out of that list, what does the new customer need? Again, this doesn't apply to every business, but that's just really one-on-one. People want to feel like every little thing you know about them is there to help them, like it's actually utilized to make their experience customized. Like, you know that they're from a specific country. What is the recycling and the climate change look like in that country? You can watch their intro video. You can check out their work on the Sove platform and get a sense of who they are. Like, you are responsible for making them feel like recognized. Like when you go in to see like a tutor or a trainer or somebody, if they already know your learning style and they already know things about you, you're more inclined to be like, oh, cool. Like, yeah, you have a really good like setup for me. You actually like, this is true to me. This is something that can help me. You want your stakeholders to feel like that. You have the time, right? You can't do this forever, but you're devouring them with attention early so that you can figure out what system will work later on. Right. So I've kind of already touched on all this when I talked about like getting the job done. Like, they are here to like accomplish something. They want to actually improve their lives based on what your product experience like is for them. And then this was supposed to be the second point, but now it's become my last point. Don't make them work so hard. Okay. I can't emphasize this enough. The biggest thing I've seen is students asking too much too early. Like, you cannot just put a message into a group chat that asks them such a big question that would require me to write a paragraph. Like, it is work for me at the end of the day, if you're asking me to do that. So I know that we want to get deep with them and we want to go to all those places. And it's up to you to kind of figure out what makes them like easy to answer and they want to answer. So a suggestion that I've had for students is, well, you want to have them like an adrenaline rush, some kind of like, oh gosh, yeah, I do want to answer this, or it's something fast paced that everybody's trying to answer. It can be hard on like obviously like on a group chat and things like that. It might be better for the live session, but yeah, even if you have like 2 people at once, you can just like do a duel, like a little like match of some sort, which is kind of fun and exciting. Like, I would really optimize for that. But I was also going to say things like, sorry, there's like a lot to share. I've seen a lot of students ask, like when you, sorry, when you are getting an answer from them, like take whatever answer you have and do a lot with it, basically. Like, you want to be able to, like, there's a reason that they just answered that and said something. Okay, I mean, obviously my first point here is, if they participate at all and give you anything, you give 6 minutes of effort. Like, 2 minutes of their effort equals 6 minutes of your effort. That's how much you are you are putting into this and giving them. Then I was also going to say that, like, yeah, one idea is for students, one idea that a lot of students are doing is like letting them share about themselves in a way that you're giving them like 2 options. Like, hey guys, use this emoji if you are the type of person who likes to jog. Use this emoji if you're the type of person who would rather do yoga. Like, just little things like that are like very, very easy to answer. And then you have information about them. You want to find the way that's like makes their life like fun and enjoyable. Get very, very, very creative and unique in this regard. And also, don't demand feedback either. Like, I think a lot of us make our stakeholder plans as such where it's just like the whole session is going to be them giving me feedback. Again, is that really that fun for them? You want to make this an experience where your feedback is really more based on like you're watching them and seeing if they're actually achieving what you wanted them to achieve. That's how you should kind of like gauge feedback as a product creator. You want to see for your own eyes whether your product is working. You are not just there to like ask for compliments or ask for any kind of like effort from anybody else. All right, so I'm gonna stop there because I feel that I'm not doing this justice, but I hope that you guys got some tips for all of this in terms of I didn't really get that many ideas, but I gave like a little bit of what you really want them to get out of this. Like I would write down what are the outcomes that you would want your customer to like take away from this company, and then how will you measure that? How will you actually see that that's happening in the series of activities that you're doing? And again, just getting people to like answer a couple things and say a couple things, and then you have like a plan for them is really, really ideal. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I might redo this video because I'm not that satisfied with it, but I always have to finish. All right, have a good one, guys.